What's going on, YouTube? What's going on? So I got asked an interesting question about the rapper QTip, who's also a music producer. And this is going to be one of two things I'm going to do in my segments this day. But this first one is about his influences. Is he as influential as some of the other rappers, i.e. Snoop, i.e. LL Cool J? Last 30, 40 years. Would I say that he's as influential for his flow and his vibe and elements? Yeah, I sure would. It's a good question. Um, I go back with a Tribe Called Quest. I still remember I left my wallet in El Segundo. I remember when he did that hook with Delight and Bootsy back. It seems like forever in a day. You don't think about it because Q-Tip still pretty much looks the same, uh, and he pretty much has kept himself, busy but low key. So he ain't been all in the mix, but he's been doing different projects. But he's still relatively. You still think of him like almost like you're stuck in a time warp, and you think about the award tour and Midnight Martyrs and all that. And the interesting thing is that the beats and the grooves that he was inspired by. I remember Deep Cover with Dr. Dre and Snoop. That was inspired by Q-Tip. It's funny because like I listened to his cadence, his flow, and his vibe, and Andre 3003 Stacks gave him a shout out as an influence. So that was huge. A lot of certain, and then when you get to like a Lupe Fiasco, you get to Kendrick Lamar. That's where you see it come forth on where the Q-Tip inspiration was there. You could definitely tell by his harmonies. And so I think that, and I would say that Q-Tip, I would say had a nudge on Nas to an extent. It's a very distinctive pattern that he uses. That I would definitely say, which has loaned itself and lends itself to, with the way his rhyme schemes and his tone, because there really wasn't another rapper. Now he did cite Slick Rick as an influence, and of course, let's be realistic. Slick Rick is one of the baddest MCs that never gets his true flowers. I mean, Slick Rick was the cat that was storytelling and the tone and the feel, and from the UK, that most people don't even talk about across the pond because Dizzy Rascal and some others got that shine, and Dana Dane, I believe, but Slick Rick was that dude. If you go back old school 80s hip hop, early 90s, Slick Rick was inspiration for a lot. So I could definitely see where Q-Tip got that. But he had Q-Tip's flavor and vibe was very much East Coast inspired. Um and then I want to say it had another interesting twist to it in the rhythms and the groove, but I'll have to talk about that in a separate video about his influences and things of that nature. But you could definitely tell that there's a certain sonic element that goes on to how he creates, and his voice as an instrument where he raps, and his tone is how it kind of, where it goes and where it projects. So um definitely and very one, yeah, one of the most influential MCs I'd say over the last 30 plus years. So I definitely applaud getting a question asked me about Q-Tip, because Q-Tip was definitely the truth. Definitely enjoyed a lot of the stuff with Tribe, you know, 4,080 ways about the music industry. And that'll always be a line. Always had a line for days, and just a blend that could work in so many different, instances. And so, yeah, one of the most important MCs and definitely influential. Appreciate that question. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like and hit that membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free, stay true. And when you do requests like this come true, and thanks again for that Q-Tip question. I'm out.